You know, so many interesting things have happened this year. So many changes, so many different things. It's just unbelievable. But there is still one thing that has not changed.
The Bears still suck. 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 They really, 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 really suck. Yes, the Bears still suck.
What's poppin', y'all? I'm back in my crib, and welcome to another special edition of Wake Up Call. Just like that, the Packers have recorded their 100th win against the Chicago Bears, the oldest rivalry in the NFL. Anyways, I am happy. Great game all around for the team. I'd say the defense kind of crumbled in the fourth quarter, but I'm just going to let that pass because honestly, who cares? We already had the win. How about some games by everybody just had their fair share of games. Aaron Rodgers, my opinion, deserved MVP in today's game. A lot of people had their fair share of games, but Rodgers barely passed 200 passing yards, still posted a 132 quarterback rating and 4 touchdowns, and he knows how to do it. And he passed over 50,000 passing yards in his career. What a day for the King of the North. And of course, obviously, that puts the Packers 3 games ahead with 5 games left to go of the season. Of course, we still got to play the Bears one more time in Chicago. Now, obviously, it's weird that this is the first time playing them this late into the season, but it works for me. Absolutely happy with what I've seen, but keeps going forward. We got to keep moving forward, and we got to focus on next week. Obviously, I'll get to that later. Davante Adams, he had himself a great game. He had a bunch of catches. He had a touchdown. He has his 500th career reception. There's only 3 other Packers, I think, that's done it, which actually is pretty crazy. James Lawson, Jordy Nelson, and Sterling Sharp, I think, were the other ones, and then, of course, Don Hudson. But yeah, you're getting into that company. That's huge. That's absolutely huge for Davante Adams. I'm proud. I'm absolutely proud of what we saw from him. Everybody seemed to have their fair share of game. The Packers really demolished in the first half. Their halftime score was 27-10. End of the game ended up being 41-25. Packers didn't really seem to slow down. They kept burning, and Rodgers kept doing what he does. Fortunately, the defense still didn't look that good. I know it sucked because it was the Chicago Bears. David Montgomery had 11 carries for 103 yards. He first started off at a 57-yard carry. I'm not going to have that acceptable. Christian Kirksey should have known better. Packers were really lazy in the fourth quarter, which is why they scored back-to-back touchdowns. And honestly, it kind of got me worried. Because if the Packers wouldn't have went for it in fourth down and would have punted, it would have been like, oh, they could have just we could have ran the ball and end of the game, and that did it. As I said, Adams 6 catches, 61 yards. Robert Tonyan had 5 for 67 and a touchdown. Alan Lazard had a touchdown, 4 catches, 23. He had a big hit. Hopefully he's okay. And Mercedes Lewis was the one with the other touchdown. On the ground, Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams both had 17 carries. Jones with 90 yards and Jamal Williams with 73 and a touchdown. In the air, Allen Robinson for the Chicago had 8 catches for 72 yards and a touchdown, and David Montgomery 5 for 40 and a touchdown. Trubisky went 26 out of 46, 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Defense, I say, actually played a little bit better. In the first half, we saw We saw Preston Smith had a fumble recovery and he took it for a touchdown. Darnell Savage picked off Trubisky twice. Adrian Amos had Graven Green led the team with tackles today. Both had 7 apiece. And really, we hardly saw the ball being punted. We hardly saw that, which was a huge deal, I'd say. But, for what we know, Packers definitely are, one of those teams that everyone was saying, we're overrated. We could have won last week, but we didn't. But I think they took all that energy and used it and provided it into this week's game, which was what exactly we needed. I am stoked. Sorry, this stupid blanket keeps falling down. But anyways, coming from last week, I was pissed. But this week, I'm in a way better mood right now. I mean, I'm hearing all this good stuff come in, and then John Kuhn's even like, oh, Giannis is going to sign the Supermax. I'm like, oh, really? Great news. I mean, hopefully it's true. But, I mean, I'm just stoked. I'm just stoked that we are able to get a great win. Of course, we're getting into the final stretch of things. It's going to be an interesting couple weeks to see who finishes out first place. I mean, obviously, there's still a lot of games. I mean, the Packers might, I could say a lot of these games are a tough stretch, even though these are against teams that may not appear to be fantastic. We still got to play the Bears again. We still got to play the Lions in Detroit. We got to play the Panthers, who, even though they have a bad record, they have played very close tempers. And then you got to face against Derrick Henry, which I think is just going to be an absolute terrible game for the defense. But, I mean, I don't want to go there right now. I mean, but, from what we've seen, I'm really proud of what LaFleur has done with this organization. Rodgers has trusted this offense, even though it's not great. And another great thing is, I was talking about this, but Robert Tonyan is such a good tight end, but he's not even like a star. So that's why you keep him for a cheap price. I mean, all these guys are very underrated players, but yet we have trusted these guys. Now, do I think the Packers deserve to get a wide receiver in the first round? Probably. I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, we're still lacking a lot of the guys. I mean, this is going to be a tough free agency. Of course, that'll be doing my updates on that. But man, I'm just really excited to see what comes next. Big wins, big losses. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoy your victory Monday. Obviously, that's what's more important. We got to head into this week with our heads held high. And usually whenever the Packers win, I feel motivated. I feel like I say to myself, this is going to be a great week. We're going to move forward and blah, blah, blah. That's that. Yeah, it's a tight race. I mean, got the Saints and the Seahawks really battling it out. Obviously, those are the two teams we really got to keep it going with. And obviously, from where I see, the Packers, they can, I mean, from what I see, third seed seems reasonable. Because obviously the fourth seed will go probably to the winner of the winner of the NFC. The NFC East, because all those teams are just terrible. But other news, obviously there wasn't really much to touch up on the Packer game, but I'm just going to go to next week and talk about the Eagles. Last time we played the Eagles, it was in Lambeau Field, Thursday Night Football. Yeah, we didn't win that game, unfortunately. That was a game the defense looked like trash, which they still look like this year. But as we've seen from the Eagles this year, their defense is terrible. Carson Wentz is terrible. They just don't know how to win games. I mean, do I think we might see a struggling a game that, but the thing is, the Eagles know that they desperately need wins if they want to win the division. That's why it's going to be a tough game. If we win this game, I think the Eagles might be out of the conversation, which is weird. We could see the Washington football team or the New York Giants, two terrible teams, make the playoffs, which, in my opinion, would be absolutely insane. That's what I think is absolutely crazy. But yeah, with that, I mean, I feel like the defense really just sucks. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I wish we still could have drafted defensive players. I still wish that. But yeah, I don't really want to say anything else there. Anyways, other interesting news. Tom Brady lost again, but they played the Chiefs, so I'll give that one a pass. Patrick Mahomes looked incredible. How about Tyreek Hill? If you had him on fantasy, congratulations. I think he scored like 61 points or something like that. Pretty epic. Over 200 receiving yards in the first half. I mean, are you kidding me? That dude's insane. Rams actually lost to the 49ers. 49ers swept them. So 49ers still trying to win games and trying to get in the playoffs. Still not over yet. They still could come back and make it. Big possibility. And then finally, you got the Tennessee Titans beating the Colts. A big win for Derrick Henry and those. They look scary. I mean, Colts look scary too, but both times we've seen those games, I mean, Colts dominated, and then this time the Tennessee Titans dominated. So, honestly, those two teams are just good in their own perspective, so congratulations to the Titans for winning. Baltimore and Steelers game was moved to Tuesday, so Baltimore has, like, nobody right now. RG3 is going to start at QB, and it's going to be a disaster. And then, of course, you got Seahawks versus Philly tomorrow, the Battle of the Birds. I'm taking Seattle, but, I mean, if Philly wins, I mean, maybe we'll get a good game out of Carson Wentz because Seattle's defense sucks. But, well, yeah, that's all I can say here. But just remember, everything, we won. That's all that matters. Next week, we're going to keep on winning. We're going to keep that motivation going. We got 8 wins. We got to keep on winning. That's what matters. We got to we got to win these games that really matter. Obviously, defense sucks, but as long as we got Aaron Rodgers, I think we're fine. I mean, he's just looked great all year. And Patrick Mahomes will probably win MVP, but Aaron Rodgers is my pick. I mean, you just can't not say that. Anyways, this is your man, Cloudboy Bales. More updates might come later. Hopefully the injury to Corey Linsley isn't bad. Kamal Martin was back in the game, but Darnell Savage left. I mean, it'll be interesting. We got hopefully we seem to get all our people back. We just haven't really been good. Injuries have just been killing us. I can't say anything else the least, but that's what matters. We got to keep winning. I keep saying that over and over again. I'm hyped because the Bears still suck. Anyways, again, stay safe, stay smart, and go Pack Go. We will see you next time.
They really, 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 really suck. Yes, the Bears.